Okay, so we're gonna start first just by screening the way you move, right? And I want your feedback as much as you want my feedback. Let's do something extremely simple right now. A basic squat, right? It's a morning time, you're probably still stiff, working out yesterday. You yourself right now. Let's do a basic couple of times overhead squat, basically meaning hands over the head. Basic squat twice facing this way and twice facing me.
Okay, so why would I do overhand versus right here?
Overhead because that forces your back to be straight, and if you cannot, you're basically going to see this happening.
Good point.
Okay, and one more time. I hear a lot of cracking. Okay, and now the same thing facing me. And keep your arms loose. Yeah, good, perfect. And up. And one more time. And up. What do you feel?
Lower back.
Lower back pain, lower back stiff?
Stiff.
Okay.
Glute.
Both sides or one side?
Mostly this side, the right side.
Okay.
And I feel like my quad, I don't feel it firing. I feel like this side was pushing up quicker than this side.
Right. Now, by the way, this is the opposite side from the Achilles problem, right? So here's what I see. I see you, number one, favoring left side versus right side. And that's something that you feel, but I see that. I also see you dropping forward a little more into the knee flexion versus hip flexion, again, on the right side. Possibly because this hip is more stiff, or possibly because the glute is not as awake, or a quad is not as awake, alerted as we would like it to be. So we're on a very similar page. Now, did you feel any difficulty having your back straight, or do you feel more stiffness, pain around like a mid-back area?
I felt extremely uncomfortable, and I usually squat like this, so doing this was much harder for me.
Here's what I would like you to experience. Number one, my goal for you right now, number one, to stop dropping into the knees and really feel more stable, dropping back into the hips. Okay, number one. Number two, stop feeling that stiffness and discomfort by keeping your hands up. And number three, getting a little more a balance between right and left side. One more thing I want to screen. I just want you to stand on one leg. Basically, bend one leg forward, stand like this. Perfect. And switch.
It's going to be a problem.
Now, perfect example, stand up. This hip appears so much higher than this hip when he was standing. So switch again. Look how parallel he can keep himself here, meaning really keeping the whole balance on the right foot and the balance on that glute medius. Switch again. Okay. Do you see how he literally brings the whole body weight into here instead of allowing it to, that's it, and it's not working, right? Now, what is not working? What's not working, number one, is the foot stability. That foot lost the stability as soon as you got on that one foot. Right away you feel shaking. Number two, the glute medius on this side, for some reason, and again, I think it's related to the activity of your Achilles and tightness that you're getting along the iliotibial band, that over-dominates the whole sideline. Now, you don't feel comfortable standing straight. You feel more comfortable when you're like this. You're hip hiking. So let's try to go through literally basic exercise routine, almost like a warm-up, and see if that changes the dynamic. So exercise number one, you're going to lay on your back. We're going to do a basic bridging. The only thing, we're going to do it my way. Okay, so you're going to get on the floor, flex your legs. We're going to first engage the core, flattening the back against the floor. Okay, you see my ribs? I literally, almost like a little sit-up, little crunch. I brought my ribs down. I created a lock. I stiffened all here. Okay, after that, you're going to drive your force through the heels. Now, it's not a matter of you trying to raise your butt up. It's a matter of driving the force through the heels, and you're going to see how my body almost slides up, and you're going to push yourself up, clenching the glute on top, and slowly bring it down. You see how my whole core connected as I bring down. I don't disarm, I keep it armed. Okay, and I'm going to do again, driving the force up through the floor. Connect first. Don't let me push you. Don't let me push you. You see how you just created that stiffening? Okay, keep that stiffening. Flatten the back against the floor, bring it down lower, lower. Good. Hold it together, lock it in. Now, it's a little too broad of a stand, a little closer. Perfect. Don't worry about raising the hips up. Worry about breaking that floor with your heels. Okay, keep it down, locked. Drive the heels through the floor. Good. Now, clench at the top. Clench, clench, good. Connect the core with, that's perfect. You see how you just connected things together? Perfect. Slowly bring it down and fast drive up. Drive the heels through, that's it. And slowly bring it down. Drive the heels through the floor. Drive, good. You just, that's it, please, thank you. Keep it locked, keep it locked, keep it locked, good. You don't have to go high. It's a matter of getting that glute to activate. That's it, lock, that's it. See how I keep on correcting you, so stop. Push into me with your arms. That's it, keep pushing. Now drive up. Good, and down, slowly. Push and lock, good, and down, good, push, great, one more time. Okay, did you feel how doing this, compressing,
Yes.
you engage in the deeper core? We want to create a sandwich. We want this to connect to this. It cannot work separate from each other. If it works separate, you're not using your glutes, you're using your hips to extend. So it's really a matter of stop thinking about raising your butt up and start thinking about breaking this floor with your heels as you press through it, but still keeping the core tight engaged. Okay, we're going to do one more set. I'm going to stay down. In order for me not to push on you, I'm just going to give you a little weight, and you're going to keep it a little behind your back, so this will drive your ribs down. So grab it like this. Bring them slightly back, hold it, just like this. You see how it forces you to connect here? Good. Keep this connected. Heels a little close to your butt. Break the floor quickly. Good. Slowly down. Break the floor. Good. Slowly down, a little further back. Good. That's it. Perfect. 2 more times. 1 more time. And relax. Did you feel how much activity you're getting out of this? Seems very simple. It's difficult because the neurology of your movement is so altered right now, it's not connecting. Now, progression from this is raising your toes up completely, good, and driving. You want to feel your body moving towards the wall. So drive your heels in this direction, 45 degrees. Again, still keeping this tight. Do the same thing. Good. And slowly down. You shouldn't feel any extension in your back. It's all in the glute. I don't want you to hyperextend. I want you to drive those heels through the floor. Good. And slowly down. Drive. Faster. Boom. That's it. And slowly down. Drive. Slowly down. Drive. And relax. The next step progression, which is very crucial and important, is keeping one leg out. Now we're going to concentrate on those weaknesses. This weak glute, now we're going to wake it up. Okay? The only thing I really want this to be connected, so what I'm going to do, and I want this cross-body connection to feel, to get more engagement. So what we're going to do, I'm sorry, the opposite arm. Okay. I'm just going to have you hold this. That's it, at 45 degrees. Perfect. Lock it in. That's it. Now go. Good. A little lower. Close to the belly. Perfect. Drive through. Good. And slowly down. Drive through. Perfect. Slowly down. Drive through. 2 more times. 1, and 1 more time. 2, and relax. $45 just towards rotation and back. Okay? Slide down just a bit. A little. Now, you see how you're probably going to feel a lot of tension in the hamstring. By the way, very important, if you feel during the bridge the tension in your hamstrings, you're not using the right muscles, you have to bring your heel slightly closer to your glutes, to your butt. That will change the way the muscle reacts. So if you feel a lot of tension here, bring your heels closer. All right.
So can you walk me through it real quick?
Sure.
My hands
So
going up and
right,
across.
you're gonna raise your pelvis up, and you're gonna that's it. Yes.
Down.
Slide down just a bit. You want more space in the back. A little more. Good. So once movement. That's it, and back. Good. Perfect. Try not to rotate too much of the pelvis, more in the thoracic, in the torso. Good. Perfect. Up, hold, good. See how you're dropping? Try to keep it up. Perfect. Better. Okay, drive the heels through the ground. Heels through the ground. Always think heels through the ground. Perfect. Further. Good. Try to reach further. Excellent. Reach further. Good. One move. Up, and that's better. The same thing here. And one more time. And one more time. And done. Okay. So, again, we're connecting the thoracic mobility, the movement in your torso, unlocking it with the stability in the core and activity at the glutes. It's all rewiring. It's all rewiring. Now, and you see, it's a simple form of exercise. You use this little, you get to the gym, that's your first 10 minutes. You prepare your body for the activity within the next hour.
Love it.
Okay? Now, the last one, we want to get that glute medius into activity. Now, we all know side plank, right? Great exercise, but static. I like it to be in motion. I want to get this ability to hip hinge, to squat and extend, to squat and extend. But now I want to transfer it to the lateral chain, the side chain. Now we're going to connect it together with the shoulder stability. I want to be nice and high on that shoulder to have it really well stable right here in the back. See how I just glued the shoulder blade to my rib cage? The next point, I'm going to extend on the hip and sit back in. I'm going to squat, right? Bear the weight on my knee, thrust forward, extend, sit back in. Ribs tight connected together. Core is engaged. And back. You can work against the weight like kettlebell and back. Or just 7, 8, 10 times. Both sides.
How am I set up on the back?
Now, the setting is very important. 90, 90, 90. 90 degrees here, 90 degrees here, and 90 degrees here. So a little more. Perfect. You see how this is actually your squat? Because you're sitting in the perfect squat position.
Yes.
Let's deal with the shoulder first. Now, if you get shoulder pain during this exercise, you're doing something wrong. What's wrong? You're not sitting high enough on that shoulder. So the wrist, the elbow has to be directly under the shoulder. Cannot be too far away because you're actually going to feel pain here. And you want to glue that shoulder blade. That's it. Do you feel how you just engaged right here? So you want this stability to be factored in the rest of the body. So keep it up. Keep this up as high as possible. Now you're going to bear the weight, separate the knees. No, just separate like this. bear the weight right here, and literally just extend your hips forward. Perfect. And sit back in. Extend, hold, more forward. Perfect. Now sit back in. That's it. Go. And slowly. Everything slightly slower. Good. And more in. A little further. Axon. More in. 2 more times. More in. 1 more time. And relax. Let's do the opposite side. Now, again, just check your position. 90 degrees here. 90 degrees here. A little more. Good. 90 degrees here. Elbow directly under the shoulder, and we sit nice. That's it. You see how it? Imagine you're going to punch this fist into the wall, into the ceiling. Good. Perfect. Now, all you need to do is separate your knees. Both. No, knees and ankles. Just keep it up. Good. And you're going to bear the weight right here. And you're going to thrust forward, extending your hips. And slow down. Extend a little further. Further. That's it. Better. And sit in. Good. Good. Get off the chair, get on the chair. Good. And on the chair. A little further forward. Perfect. And sit back in. Forward. Sit back in. 2 more times. And 1 more time. Good. And relax. I want to see, again, it may or may not, but I want to see and actually ask you what you feel if that changed the way you feel, the way you squat. Okay. All right, so assuming the same position, overhead. Okay, keep your arms kind of separated. Perfect. Squat. Okay, and facing me. Now, what did you feel?
More range of motion.
Where? In the hips? In the mid-back?
My glutes and my hamstrings.
Okay.
I just had a longer...
Did it feel looser or easier to keep it back straight?
Yeah, most definitely.
Right. Again, we didn't do much of mobilization techniques. There's a whole line of them you can do for mid-back. We literally just did a simple warm-up. Mm-hmm. Now, there's still limitations that you're feeling on this foot, and that has to do with some of the calves being slightly tight right now. Now, we didn't do any of that. The toe raises and toe drops, heel raises and heel drops, very effective as a warm-up. Take any little step. Okay? I'm just doing this as an example. Okay? And you come up and you slowly sink as far as you can. Come up. Slowly sink as far as you can. This is not very stable,
Gotcha.
But again, 10-15 times for a good squat. This is a requirement. Elongation of the calf is important. Otherwise, you're going to be doing this. Now, if you find yourself that you keep on doing this, make it simple. Take a small, maybe a mat, put under your heels, make a little elevation, right, or a little wedge. Gotcha. And squat on the wedge. It's going to be much easier on your calves. It's going to be much easier on your back. You're not going to compensate. Okay. So that's one of the little simple things, changes you can make. Okay?
Sounds good, Doc.
Good.